also known as SupremeRumHam on the internet, and this is the Building an Indie Business Podcast. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about transcripts. I'm going to be talking about how to make one, the benefits. I did all the different ways that I could find. I created a transcript or had an experience with that way to create a transcript. So I'm going to be giving you the criteria that I evaluated each method. I'm going to be talking about each method, the problems I had with that method. I'm going to tell you what to do with transcripts and give you what the best option is. Okay, so let's get into it. The way you can make a transcript is either use YouTube, use a service. I used Otter.ai, hire someone after, and do it yourself. The benefits of using a transcript is you get keywords. So by providing a transcript, Google will index it, and those words, if someone Googles some of the words you used that are on the web page, your search results might come up. So I did a transcript for last episode, which was about the product hunt launch for the book, and so there's a good chance that if someone Googles product hunt podcasting book, the podcast website will pop up in the results because I used product hunt and podcasting book on the web page. So there's that one, and you're being inclusive when you provide a transcript, and that will provide you a simple opportunity to grow your audience. So not everyone could actually listen to a podcast, and when you provide a transcript, you're giving people that are hard of hearing or learning a new language an opportunity to listen to your podcast. So yeah, those are the benefits. The criteria that I used and judged each method is by speed. So how fast the transcript can be generated, accuracy, the amount of mistakes, and cost. How much did it cost to create? Okay, so for the service, I used Otter.ai. I really like it. So the free plan is 600 minutes a month. You can upload 3 audio files to be transcribed, and each recording can be 45 minutes long. The benefits of this is that it's a backup for your audio. So let's say I am recording right now, and I'm using Audacity, and something goes wrong with Audacity and it shuts down. I have Otter running right now, and I could take the audio from Otter and use that as the episode instead of having to re-record. Yes. So you can export the transcript with the timestamp as a monologue, as a TXT file, and if you pay for the service, you can do a docx, a PDF, or an SRT file, which I think is cool. Yeah. So for the product hunt episode, the transcript had 84 transcription errors. These errors were mostly product hunt. It used product on instead of product hunt, and I apparently I say a lot in this in the podcast, and it confused that with arm. So that was interesting. In terms of time, there it is. It took 5 to 10 minutes to process, and then 45 minutes to fix all the errors. Okay. I think that if the service understood Product Hunt, then it wouldn't have as many errors. So I have to keep that in check, because Product Hunt isn't really a word, right? Or a common word. So the service may have not heard it so much. Yes. I'm trying not to say problems. The service can't recognize voices for interviews. So I uploaded the interview with Brendan Weinstein, and it tries to recognize speakers. It'll go like speaker 1, speaker 2, but it can't do it right now. So if you have the transcript or the service ready for an interview with someone, you might have to edit that a lot when you get the service. Yeah. And then also, Otter.ai is online. It's not a desktop app or anything like that. It should be. That's a good idea. So your internet could go down while you're recording, and then you lose your transcript, which sucks. Okay. So then what I recommend when you use the service is that you click record on the service, and then you hit the record button, because it's just easier. When you hit record for the service, just don't talk, and it won't pick up your voice. So yeah. But if you do it the other way, if you hit record and then hit record on the service, your clicks will be picked up, right? So it's just a little easier. And then when you want the transcript, it doesn't register it, because it's registering your voice, and you're copy and pasting your voice, or not the words that you say, not the clicks, right? So yeah, there's that. Okay, YouTube. The Product Hunt episode was transcribed 12 hours later. I didn't really check. I did the episode at 9 a.m. and then I checked at 9 p.m. and it was there. I did a 2-minute episode, and that was never, not episode, but like a 2-minute recording, and that was never transcribed. YouTube is scary accurate though. YouTube understood Product Hunt. It mistaked it as Product Hunt as well, but it understood it more times. The Product Hunt episode had 31 errors. So, how to get the transcript. And one of the problems is that there's so many extra steps in getting the transcript from YouTube. You have to take it from YouTube, then put it in a service, and then that service will download it. It's a whole thing. Let me go over it right now. So, you have your video, and then you have to wait your 12 hours. Then you go to channel videos. You go to details, more options, subtitles. It'll say like English or Spanish, whatever language you're using. Then there's 3 dots. You click on those 3 dots, and something will pop up. Then you want to click on Edit in Classic mode, Classic Studio. You want to go to Actions, Download as an SRT. Then you take it to another service, and then you convert the SRT to a TXT. You fix the errors, and you put it somewhere else. And I'll talk about this somewhere else in another part of this episode. The problems it's free, but you're dependent on Google. Like, look, the 2-minute video was never transcribed. So but it was transcribed for Otter. So yeah, I would be waiting all this time. I did wait all this time. I waited days, and my video was never transcribed. So that sucks. Another problem is it'll take hours. The Otter service may have a lot of errors, but it's less time to fix the errors when you have to wait 12 hours for the product or for the YouTube transcript. Okay. So now there's the human element, paying someone else to transcribe your episode. So I use this service, right? And they had a free trial, and I did it for the 2-minute video or episode, and then I did for the product on episode. And they said that they would do the first 5 minutes, and I did this at different times. So I did the 2-minute episode first, and then like 3 days later, I did the product on episode. I never got that. I never got the transcript from them, so I can't evaluate what it was like compared to the other 3. But here's the information I can give you. Okay, it's priced by time and delivery time. So if you have a 30-minute episode, they're going to charge you for the 30 minutes and when you want the transcript. So this service I was using is 85 cents a minute for a 5-day delivery, $1 for a 3-day delivery, and $1.20 for a 1-day delivery. They gave you the option to choose your recording accent, and I think this is mostly for them. So they could choose a person that understands the accent more, or something like that. I'm not sure. You see, they didn't get back to me, so I don't know. And then you can choose clean or a full transcript. And the difference is, like, for this podcast episode, I could choose clean, and they would edit out all the ums, right? And then for a full transcript, the ums would be in the transcript. The problems with the human service is that it takes time, and because it takes time, you won't be able to transcribe a last-minute episode. Like, so let's say I was recording this on a Sunday for the Monday release. I couldn't do that because it takes at least 24 hours. So yeah. And who knows with this service? There are others. The reason why I gave you the price is just to have a baseline. So if they're charging you 5 minutes for a 5-day release or return, they're ripping you off. Do it yourself. Okay. So I didn't do this fully because the product on episode was like 30 minutes long, but I did 1 minute. So that 1 minute took me 10 minutes to transcribe because I had to listen to it, stop it, write it down, and I repeated that cycle for 1 minute in total of 1 minute total of audio, which took me 10 minutes. There were no mistakes, so that was cool. I was just doing this in a Word doc or Google Doc, I guess, and I need to learn how to style it because for anything else, it's already styled a little bit for me. I just like to have the timestamp for the transcript so it separates it a little bit, and that way I don't have to actually separate it when it's just text. So yeah. For a for a 30-minute episode, it'd take me 5 hours to do that. That's not ideal, right? So my conclusion would be to use a service while recording and then edit yourself. That's the shortest amount of time. It's quick, reliable, and a cheap option, right? So just a few last things. The amount of time it takes depends on how long the audio is. So it could take 10 minutes to edit or create the transcript for a 5-minute episode. If you have a 2-hour long episode, it might take you 3 to 4 hours to edit that transcript. It all depends. And finally, there are some podcasts that make people pay to access the transcript. That's not inclusive, that's exclusive, because some people might not be able to afford the transcript. And your podcast is free, right? So, who knows? Okay. Thank you for listening. There's the Open Podcast, Community Podcast. So if you're part of the community and you want to try out podcasting, all you have to do is send me the audio and what you want in the show notes, and I'll add it to that RSS feed. And then there's the Open Podcast Community blog. If you want to write about your podcasting experience, I can give you author's access, and you could write your own stuff. Okay. Thank you for listening again. Have a nice day. Bye. I forgot to mention what to do with transcripts, so here it is. What to do with the transcript. There are 3 things that you can do with the transcript. The first thing you can do is turn it into a TXT file. Take all of the audio, copy and paste it, and put it on your podcast website. And this way, you'll get the benefits of SEO, and people will go to your website to read the transcript, and they'll see all the other episodes and all the other transcripts. So you'll get that traffic. The next thing you can do is make them downloadable. So you put them on your website, and you make a button where people can download it. So that way they can save it, and they'll keep doing that. And they might become a even bigger fan because they have all of these transcripts that they can refer to. You won't get all the SEO benefits. So you might want to do both. Make it downloadable and put it on the website. And then the third thing you can do is make it a blog post. So you take the text, you edit it around, and then you put it on a blog.